is my time. You heard?
Yes, this is my time. My time to share with you everything we see in NFL, NBA, young stars from high school or in high school, just to share with you what we see, our opinion, and also we expect to see some comments from you. Today is already wow, six, first 6 days of the year. So we're gonna start with you with NFL. NFL, there's a lot of things happen during the week 17, and we have one more week left for the regular season. So we have our reporter with you, Eddie. We're gonna contact him on the scene to see what he has. Hey Eddie, how are you? What's going on in the NFL?
In NFL, we can say the regular season is almost over because next week or next Sunday gonna be week 18, and that's gonna be the last game. And we already have team that's qualified for the playoff. For example, for the AFC South, we have Tennessee that's clinched the playoff. For AFC West, we have Kansas City that's clinched the division. We have Bengals in AFC North that clinched the division. We have Buffalo Bills that clinched the playoff. In the AFC East with Patriots second position that clinched the playoff too in the AFC East. After that, if when we go to NFC North, we found Packers that's already clinched the playoff. We have Rams in the NFC West clinched playoff. We have Buccaneers, Tom Brady that clinched the NFC South. Clinch also the division. We have Cowboys in the NFC East. That's also clinched the division. We have Arizona Cardinals in NFC West that clinched playoff. We have Eagles in NFC East that clinched playoff. After that, we have a few teams in the hunt, such as Colts, Los Angeles Chargers, Raiders, no, and 49ers. I can say Raiders, Steelers, Ravens, Saint. They are on the bubble because the reason I say that because their playoff position gonna depend next week. So that's all we have for NFL. I know maybe you probably have some comment about certain teams. Depends on how you feel or depends on time you have. So that's all we have for today on the NFL. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. But the only thing I can say, usually I keep my eyes on Patriot, Miami, and Tom Brady. I forgot about the other team, but I know Miami. They were very hot. They won, I think, 7 or 8 games straight, and I expect them to keep winning so that they can have a playoff position. But unfortunately, they fell very low against Titans. They lost like 34-3, and that's a big deceiving for me. But after that, we have also Patriot that really swallowed Jaguars 50-10, and I expect they were gonna win, but not that bad. And also Tampa. But one of the things that get my attention in that game, Tampa versus Jets, is the beginning of the game. I didn't see the beginning of the game until when I started watching. It was like 24-10, and since then Tom Brady take over. What I realized in that game, I'm not a coach or anything, but I can make a comment on the decision Jets made in the last 3 minutes of the game, they were like 24-20, and then they have the option to have a field goal, which will give them 27-20. On the fourth down, instead of kicking a field goal, they try to go for it, and they lost the ball, and they give Tom Brady the ball with 2 minutes and a few seconds left. And with a Tom Brady, 1 minute enough for him to score a touchdown. And you can see in that moment he was very calm. He didn't really wash anything until he got not only the touchdown, but he got an extra 2 points, which give them 28-24. And to me, that's not really a good decision from, I don't know if that was a coach, I guess coach, whoever it is. It's like, for you to decide something like that, you have to make sure it is very good decision. Because imagine that if they went for the field goal, they have 27. At least even you give Tom Brady the ball with 3 minutes or close to 3 minutes, even if it score a touchdown, we probably have a tie game and you have another chance in overtime. But when you went for the fourth down and you lose it, you just set up yourself to lose. So to me, that's one of the things I can say in that game from Jets lineup or Jet coaches. And I feel like that was a poor decision from them. So I think that's all I have to say on the NFL. Like you said, we're waiting to see what's going to happen next week, which will be week 18. And after that, we start to enjoy the playoff. What else I'm gonna ask you? I know you met the youngsters in high school, so you have a time to get a little word from him, an interview from him. So I would like you to share that with us. Are you ready for that? Okay.
Hello, Eden. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm happy with my performance today. How you doing?
All right. So I was watching your performance. I see that you were leading from the beginning to the end. How long have you been prepared for that event?
I've been doing the 300 meters since my freshman year of high school, and I've come a long way.
Well, that's a good thing, because it seems like when I was watching you, I said, oh my God, it seems like I thought you were going to be tired at a certain time, but I see you went all the way to the end, and that's really something special. So my question for you, I know at the beginning of the race you were evaluated 73 out of 100 something. I don't know exactly, if you can remind me.
Yes, I was seated 73 out of 147.
Wow, 73 out of 147. It seems like you beat your record. Are you satisfied with your performance, like you said before, or you expected to do better?
I can say I'm satisfied with my performance. I beat my time goal, and I got a lot lower seed than I came into the race with.
Okay, so I know after beating your record, you're probably not going to be the same 73. Do you have an idea what is your number now out of those 140?
Yes, so at the end, I came 12th overall with a time of 38:27.
Wow, that's perfect. Also, another question that I have for you. I know that you need to beat a record on your in your school. Well, I'm not sure if since 1962, but someone put that record there in your school, and you want to beat that record before you leave the high school. So how far you think you are to that record?
So after this last race, I am 1.77 seconds off the record. So we're getting a lot closer, making progress towards it.
Well, that's good. That's very close. Do you think you can beat that record, Adine?
I do. I believe I have it in me. We have one more meet in Rhode Island, one last chance to break it, and I think I can do it.
That's good. That's very positive of you. And so something else I forgot to ask you. Can you tell us how many states that participated in that last event?
Yeah, in this last event, there were 5 states, all the way from down New York to up to Maine.
Wow, but for people that don't know this area, can you state those states?
Sure. So there was from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Maine, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and New York.
Well, like you can hear, it said all those states that gather in Boston, and this event happened once every year, I think.
Yeah.
So this is the first time he didn't participate in that event, and he became like 12 out of 140, and in his second count. And then, like he said, he is planning to beat the record before he leaves the high school he is in right now. So, and I wish you the best of all. So I can also say this is a pleasure to have you with me in that program. So I hope to see you again.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you. So have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Thank you for that information. Like you said, you cover youngsters in high school and everything, which is good because now there are a lot of kids. Sometimes we know them when they very became famous, but we didn't know at the beginning. But that's a good thing. Thank you for that piece of information you share with us. With high school, which high school was that? I think that's in New Hampshire. Nashua South, and that was Eden. I think we're probably gonna see that video as well. So thank you very much for that piece of information. But also, I would like to ask you something about Antonio Brown. I know I skipped that after the NFL, but what do you think about Antonio Brown reaction?
We can always give our opinion, but not judging. The reason I say that, because football is a strongman game, and there's a lot of strong thing happen on the field or maybe outside of the field. The only thing we can say about Antonio Brown decision or reaction is not good to leave your teammate in the middle of the game like that. But we cannot tell why he did it, what's going on, except we saw on the sideline he was talking to someone, and according to the news, the coach wanted him to go back on the field. He refused. But we don't know what's going on between those. One of the things I can say, he didn't leave the field kicking stuff, except throwing his glove and his t-shirt to the fence. And also they said about things he might had if he stayed to finish the series with Tampa, money he probably can own. But for him to decide to do something like that, something might be really bad going in his head. But like I said, we cannot say much because we're not in his shoes, or we cannot criticize him for whatever he did. Some people said that's the first time they saw that happen, but first that happened, maybe the way he did it, remove his jersey, throwing it to the fan, walking, and then with a sign piece. Like I said, he didn't do any violent thing. But that happened before. People just leave the team in the game. Because I remember in Buffalo, there was some guy like that. Maybe you can tell your fan more about it, that left in the halftime, didn't return. And if you go on different sport, you can see how certain players react badly in the sport itself, in the middle of the game, those kind of things. So for me, I cannot see much, or I cannot see anything bad or anything good. The only thing I can say, it is not really fair to your teammate to leave them in the battle and like the way he did. That's all I can think about the Antonio Brown reaction. All right, bye bye.
All right, thanks again for your opinion on Brown. Like you said, I can agree with you on that. Yeah, sometimes if you're not in the person's shoes, you cannot feel, you cannot really tell what's going on until sometime. Maybe I hope one day you can find Antonio Brown and he probably give you an interview and you probably have a better idea of his reaction. But I think also you were talking about the Vante Davis in Buffalo Bills that quit at the halftime. But also after that, I agree with you. When you in a team means a lot of things. You especially in the battle of the field, you cannot just give up on your teammates like that. But thanks for your comment about Antonio Brown. And I don't know if you check the NBA. What happened in the NBA? Did you have a chance to check them?
In the NBA, we have right now Chicago's on top on the Eastern Conference. Chicago take the lead with 25 wins, 10 losses. The team to beat right now, they have 8 wins straight. And after that, we have Brooklyn Nets coming with 24 wins, 12 losses. And also we can mention about Kyrie presence yesterday in Indiana. He did very good because Nets was in a losing position. I think they lost 3 games straight until yesterday, and I don't want to say Kyrie helped. I mean, Kyrie did it, but he helped because he scored 22 points, and that's really helped Nets beating the Indiana home 129-121. And after that, in the third position, we have Milwaukee Bucks with 25, 15 losses. Miami Heat with 24, 15 losses. And in the fifth position, we have Philadelphia 76ers with 21, 16 losses. Those are the 5 top teams in the Eastern Conference. After that, when we go to the Western Conference, we can see Golden State Warriors still on top. They lost the last game, but they have 29. They lost 8. And we have Phoenix Sun. They have 29. They lost 8. We have Utah Jazz, 28. They lost 10. We have Memphis Grizzlies. They have 25. Lost 14. And we have Dallas Maverick in the 5th position, 20. And they lost 18. And right after that, we have LeBron James, Los Angeles Lakers with 26th position and 19 losses. Also, we can mention in Dallas Maverick, Dirk Nowitzki, they wears his jersey. Also, that's one of the things that make the noise beside Kyrie Irving. So if you have a little time, you can talk more to your friend about that. That's all we have for the NBA today.
Well, thank you. I don't think I have much to talk about in the NBA. Like you said, Kyrie returned. And I remember Kevin said he's better to have Kyrie on his side instead of his opponent. And I think his wish is granted. He has Kyrie back. And especially I think they have a good relationship, those guys. That's why they both come in Nets together, and they have a purpose. And the same as you said, I'm not in Kyrie's shoes. I cannot explain why he did certain things, why he refused to deal with certain things. All we can wish him is good luck and hope the Nets going further with his presence. But that's all we have today. Fan of sports, wherever you are, if you have any question, if you have any comments, we're glad to get that from you. And you will see us again for another program like this. Like Eddie said, we're not only watching NBA, NFL, we watch also soccer. Right now we have still teams in the loop fighting for the World Cup position. And in the next program, we'll probably talk to you about that a little bit. And to see team that's already qualified and team that's still in the loop to get a position to Qatar. So that's all we have for today. Thank you very much for watching. And if you do, don't hesitate to give us a holla, a thumbs up. All right. Bye. See you next time.